Sports Illustrated just reported a wild trade proposal between the New York Knicks and the Golden State Warriors, and we have to talk about it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to waste no time jumping right into the video because it was just reported by Sports Illustrated that the New York Knicks should consider trading Josh Hart to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for Kevon Looney. Now, obviously, this is an insane trade report just to consider, and this will not probably happen, but this is ridiculous to offer, and we are going to break down why this is. So if we take a look here, the author said that he believes the Warriors should try to make a trade with the New York Knicks to acquire Josh Hart because Gary Payton II is out and for a while, and he's in a very important part of the team. And Josh Hart is currently averaging 7.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists per game for the Knicks, who would be the perfect addition to the Golden State Warriors to replace Gary Payton. Something that Tom Thibodeau has said in the past, and this probably is definitely not what he would say now with OG Anunoby, but he has said that Josh Hart is the best on-ball defender on the New York Knicks. Tibbs loves Josh Hart. Josh Hart loves Tibbs. It's a great relationship there. Hart is the Knicks' Swiss Army knife. He could really do whatever and play whatever role. He does all of it for the Knicks. He's doing the dirty work. When the Knicks acquired him, he went the Knicks went 9-0 after him getting there. Clearly, he's a very important part of this team. But maybe with OG Anunoby coming in, Josh Hart is not as important. However, that does not mean you should trade him for Kevon Looney. Now, I'm not going to say Kevon Looney's a bad player. Looney's been on a bunch of important Golden State Warriors teams. He's been there since the 2015-16 season, though he only did play 5 games there and mainly spent time in the G League as he was the 30th overall pick. But after that, he's been on all of those Warriors teams with Kevin Durant. He's won 3 rings with the Golden State Warriors. He's started on a few different teams, including these past few seasons. He's been the Warriors' starting center. I don't think the Warriors are going to trade one of their 2 centers, the other being Trace Jackson Davis, for Josh Hart. And I know Hart can really sort of play the 2 to the 4. But Kevon Looney? I don't think the Warriors are trading him or really chomping at the bit to trade him. Obviously, they would. But I don't think that makes any sense for the Warriors, and it certainly doesn't make sense for the Knicks. We have 4 centers on roster after Mitchell Robinson's injury and the OG trade. The Knicks starting center right now is Isaiah Hartenstein, who is far better than Kevon Looney is. Backing him up is some mix of Precious Achiuwa, Jericho Sims, and maybe even Taj Gibson, future Knicks coach. Check out that video also. I do not understand what is going on here that would make this be the case. The Warriors have Looney, who could be an ideal replacement for Mitchell Robinson, who's also out for the season. 3-time champion, currently averaging 5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 2 assists while shooting 58.1% from the field. Here's the deal with Kevon Looney. These are his numbers throughout his career. They've obviously sort of went from barely in the rotation to becoming the starting center on the Warriors, where he does really only play around 20-some-odd minutes a night. But he does start. He gets those starting minutes. And yeah, sure, he's all right. But look at the blocks. Kevon Looney has a career average of half of a block per game. He has had 3 seasons in his career, really 4, where he's averaged over half a block per game. Now, if you look at the New York Knicks starting center when he's healthy and Mitchell Robinson, Mitch has a career average of nearly 2 blocks per game, has never averaged under a block per game, and also shoots better from the field. Kevon Looney is not an ideal replacement for Mitchell Robinson because Kevon Looney is not an elite rim protector and Mitchell Robinson is. How could that be a real replacement? That feels lazy journalism. That is lazy journalism to say that Kevon Looney could just replace Mitchell Robinson and be the same thing. No, Mitch is far better than Kevon Looney is, and oh my, I don't understand how that makes sense. How you could even say that they're similar players. They're not similar. They're not similar players. Kevon Looney has things that he's good at. For instance, he is a better free throw shooter than Mitchell Robinson is. You can't just play hack a Looney the way you can play hack a Mitch. Mitch is the best offensive rebounder in the NBA. He's one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. Unfortunately, he's out for the year. But Isaiah Hartenstein is better than Kevon Looney is. So I don't think you need to go rushing to go get Kevon Looney for one of your most important players, for the guy that is now the 6th man on the New York Knicks. I don't think you should go get your 5th center on roster because one of your five centers who were healthy is now injured. You have Precious, you have Taj, you have Jericho Sims. Those three are good enough for now where the Knicks don't have to rush in to getting Kevon Looney and giving up one of your more valuable players in Josh Hart for that. That makes no sense. So if you look here, Looney has been an essential player for the Warriors, but rookie Trace Jackson Davis has shown he's capable of being the team's starting center. The former Indiana Stars put up at least 10 points, 4 rebounds in 7 of the previous 8 games. Yeah, that's great. Doesn't mean you should trade Josh Hart for Kevon Looney. And if you want to get rid of Kevon Looney, there's probably teams in the league that need him more than a team with 4 centers on the roster right now, when you could also have Julius Randle be a small ball 5 if need be. Because mind you, Julius Randle is taller than Kevon Looney. The Knicks have enough 6'8 centers as it is between Precious, Jericho, and Taj. They don't need a fourth. They don't need that. Where would he play? Where would Precious play? We just got him in a trade. He's younger. He has more potential than Kevon Looney. He's averaging the same amount of points as Looney. This is ridiculous to actually assume that this would make sense for anyone. If you look here again, these are Looney's stats, and here's Mitchell Robinson's stats. There's a vast difference between these players, and this is one of the few trades out there that if that happened, that is an instant lose-lose for both teams. Who are the Warriors playing at center after that outside of Trace? You're putting Draymond there when Draymond's already your starting power forward. You're putting Jonathan Kuminga, who's a guy who's best fit at small forward. I know that people say he's more of a power forward. No, he's more of a small forward. You're going to put him at center? No. No, I get the Warriors like their small ball and stuff, but they're not going to do it that aggressively where they're going to get rid of their centers on roster. Even when they had their best teams, they had big men. They had serviceable big men between Zaza Pachulia, who is ready to injure anyone at any time because he's a dirty player, and then JaVale McGee, a well-respected NBA center who is a good rim protector, still is in the league because he's well-respected and does his role well, even late into his career. I don't understand what this trade could possibly mean. How does this make anyone better? Who is the Knicks' backup power forward then? You're going Precious for the backup power forward? He's not a consistent enough shooter. Oh my... What? What? No. And this is not going to happen. There's no chance because the Knicks and the Warriors would not make this trade. The Knicks are not going to trade away Josh Hart. They love Josh Hart. Josh Hart's part of that Villanova connection. And look, could Josh Hart get traded one day in a package for a star player? Very likely so. I could see him being a part of a package. His contract is solid. You never know what could happen this offseason. And with the acquisition of OG Anunoby, maybe Josh Hart's services are not as required as they once were. That does not mean you take Josh Hart, someone who you could certainly use in a package for an actual star player, and move him for Kevon Looney. I mean, am I wrong here? Like, am I missing something? Is there something about Kevon Looney that I should really be interested in trading Josh Hart for? Because the Warriors need a replacement for Gary Payton? Sorry that Gary Payton got injured, but I don't think the Warriors fans would want to do that either. I don't imagine that. That doesn't make sense to me. Like and subscribe below. Do all that stuff. Ring the notification bell. Get us to 4K. We are very close, guys. We are on that grind. Knicks Digest to the moon. Don't make this trade, Knicks. This is ridiculous. Come on, Sports Illustrated. Be better. Have a great day. And go New York Knicks.